From racing her KTM 390 Duke on tracks to tackling UX challenges, Adele brings the same precision and thrill-seeking spirit to both pursuits. A South African petrolhead who proves that speed and strategy go hand in hand, she keeps her creativity alive through detailed acrylic pencil drawings and outdoor adventures, believing that movement fuels innovation. When she's not pushing the limits on her bike, she's pushing the boundaries of UX research. Her talk, UX Research Pharmacy, prescribes solutions for real-world challenges, reflects her passion for making digital touchpoints more human. Drawing inspiration from those who defeat the odds against them, she advocates for staying ahead of trends while maintaining a learning mindset. Her advice to UX newcomers: use platforms like ADP List to connect with professionals and learn what they would have done differently. As she masters those tricky racetrack's corners, Adele shows us that sometimes the best solution comes from challenging conventional approaches and being unafraid to try something new, even if it means being the only woman on the track. Ladies and gents, let's applaud Adele to the stage. What was it? Yeah, no, yes and no at the same time.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Enjoy.
Thank you, everybody. Can I help you? I'm a UX researcher. I'd like to help him out. Installing some software, which is perfectly fine. Who else rides motorbikes here, by the way? Who else is a petrol head car fanatic? Ah, there we go. There we go. It's a big sport in South Africa, and it's something that's really picking up, and we've got some great communities also going there with WhatsApp groups and meetups, and we do some awesome stuff over the weekends as well, where we collect either dog food or toys, and we take that to communities that really need that. So it's not just about racing around the track, it's all about bringing all the good stuff to those who do not have it and need it. Let me quickly see how far you are. Try not breathe into the mic. It worked on the day of my workshop. Okay. Quickly see. Perfect. Some of you would have seen that there was a bowl as well. The bowl is here with me now as well. Right over here. And I have collected some feedback from you. Thank you very much. I was very, very brave today, where some of the other speakers have finished off their presentations. I decided to haphazardly include something else into my presentation. I'll just try and put this into my belt buckle. I hope this doesn't fall off. What I did is I asked you two questions, two research-related questions. We'll go through those just now soon. And then I asked you to tell me what kept you up at night. So thank you to those who have completed the questions for us. You will see there's some goodies for 3 lucky people that completed that. But for now, I would first like to introduce myself. My name is Adele. I am from South Africa, Johannesburg. Our offices are in Sandton. I'm a UX research lead. My title did change recently. They took away the lead and they made us all specialists. So I'm actually a UX research specialist, but I still lead, support, mentor, and all of that. The UX designers, and then other communities within Discovery that would like to know a little bit more about research. Oh, let me get my breath again. All right. So proudly South African on the stage to you today. Who of you have been to South Africa, or Africa at least? Just show of hands. Not many. It's a lot warmer than here, by the way. I am freezing, I must say. Okay, so I wanted to show you a little bit about our office. The office there where I work. We do not work there full-time. We've got a high flex system. So I work from home mostly. So this walking, that's also why I'm out of breath. I'm not used to all this walking. But when we do go into office, I spend 2 consecutive days every second week in office. And that is basically where we get to communicate with our fellow team members. You can choose wherever you want to sit. This building is absolutely, let me just get out of the way. This building is absolutely amazing. Something that Discovery does so well is understand people. They understand the need. They understand that it's a place that you just not just go to work at, but it's an experience every single time. There's a roof at the top where you can go and run or walk. It's got a little steep uphill and a little steep downhill. A space for all the smokers as well, so they also get to see the views. And while the camera also zooms out, you get to see a little bit of Africa in the back. It always looks like that. During winter, it goes a little bit grey. But basically what I want to get at to is the company that I work for puts users first. And not just users, they put their employees first. Part of all of that are many issues and problems that they need to solve, not just for their customers, but for users as well. Many floors, but they make it difficult for you. You can't take the lift from the second to the third floor. You have to take the stairs. So they keep us active, especially on office days. And then they've got these wonderful collaborative spaces also where you can go and sit and talk to people. You can just meet up and you can have lunch. And I absolutely love my office days, and I cannot get enough of this building. And you wouldn't think, well, if you think Africa is Africa, you wouldn't think this exists there, right? This is one of the most beautiful buildings and really an amazing company that I get to work with. Part of this company that I get to work with is the amazing people that I get to do research with. The people that I get to do research with is our participants. And participants ranges from those who've got degrees, those who barely finished high school, those who've got the product, had the product before, left the company, have never had the product before. And when I say product, it's medical aid. It is, for those of you who've been in my workshop, it's medical aid, it's insurance, short-term insurance, bank. What I'm here to talk to you about, keep in mind the company that I come from, and the fact that I asked you all those questions, is UX research pharmacy. So it's not related to an actual pharmacy. I just had the idea of, we've got problems and we need to go and pick a solution from that. But I don't like working in silo. And I've seen this trend coming through with quite a few of you as well, from the wonderful speakers that we had and the workshops that we had as well, that working in silos is never a good thing. So that's why I decided to reach out to you and ask, what's your problems? If you could go and open up a medicine cabinet to get a solution for your research problems, what would that be? So prescribe solutions for this. It's not just mine, it's yours as well. And we're going to run through some of the answers that we got. Okay. But before I do that, back to the company that I work for, one of those problems that they had, that we have in South Africa, are these things. Do you know this? It's a pothole. 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom size pothole. And it's not just one, it's many of them. So you can see our roads are built basically very thin layer of tar. And when it rains, it will not last here. So the hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I've actually sat in one of these, up to my hips, sat in one of these. And when you hit this with your car or your motorbike or bicycle, accidents happen. It's a lot of money that goes into not just fixing the hole, but fixing the car or cars or bikes that actually hits these. And the holes are sometimes so big that an entire car falls into them. Not in South Africa, but we've heard in African countries that it fits an entire car. Sometimes the whole road gives way. Okay, so what happens? All the stress and all the reliance sits on government. Government needs to worry about other things as well, feeding, job creation, making sure that things work, okay? They can't just worry about fixing holes all the time. So private sector steps in, and private sector really works along with government in order to solve this problem. But it's not just a problem, it's a massive problem. So to give you an idea, the amount of damage our potholes cost per year, I put that in Bulgarian lev for you, for context, it's a lot, okay? For the money that it costs, or the damage that potholes cost, we can take 30,000 children to school per year, just by a hole in the ground, okay? So we spend all this money, government pours all this money into fixing holes, while children, and there's many of them, do not have access to proper schooling systems. In steps discovery. So Discovery and private sector work together, and it's in partnership, like you'll see there with Adele Direct and City of Johannesburg, from Johannesburg, and they put together Pothole Patrol. It's really awesome, okay, I love the name. They even had little news clips and things like that running with the word Pothole Patrol. Personally, I didn't even work for Discovery when this started, But I love the word, I love the name, I love the concept thereof as well. Okay, great, they created Bottle Patrol, went out, fixed the holes, boom. Nope, it didn't just stop there, okay? And this is another trend that I see coming through from speakers and from workshops that I've attended so far as well, is opportunity, and I've said this a lot as well, okay? So we've got an opportunity box when you do your research. So opportunity, just want to show you the app, isn't only just there for let's fix the potholes, let's put more children in school and not worry about holes, all right? But when we do fix the potholes, we create opportunity for jobs. So Discovery didn't just fix the holes, they didn't just put more kids in school, for instance, and alleviate the burden from government. They also went ahead and created the Pothole Brigade school, basically, to put it that way. So individuals can go to school for 12 months, they can learn how to fix these potholes, and they can make their own, they can open up their own businesses. This has happened. Absolutely amazing. So opportunity, okay? It not just only falls on the company empowers the community as well, okay? And through that is job creation, because we do have a problem in South Africa with not a lot of people that's got jobs. So Khodiso is one of our people that work within Discovery. I just want to stress, I'm not part of this team. I worked along with the research lead or the design lead to get all this information. Unfortunately, I didn't do the research on this, okay. So Khodiso said, this is very interesting. It's exciting to see that one of the people who was trained under the Discovery Bottle Patrol has started his own business and he's employing people. And they are changing and they are making a difference out there as well. So when you conduct research, this is my point. When you conduct research, when you have got a problem, and you only focus on the company, and you only focus on the users, and you don't think about how that ripple effect outside of that influences everybody else, you start to lose vision. And I've seen this coming through in some of your talks as well. Really wonderful speakers that's been up here, and I sit and I nod, and I'm like, yes, yes, did you see my talk before this? But it's great to see these trends coming through that open your mind. Think of other opportunities and possibilities. It's not just about your company. What can you do for your community? Up there, we call it communities. What can you do as a researcher? What opportunities can you pick up that it might seem mundane. It might be scary to open up and say, hey, product owner, project manager, I think this might work. Land that and see where it goes. Maybe you get to the point of where actually companies are being built and people get jobs and we are improving our country, South Africa, for instance. Okay. So keep that in mind. The opportunity part is really, really important, especially when conducting research. Listen to users. Observe users as well. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. So on the questions that I asked, back to the pharmacy part, of if you are a researcher, what kept you up at night, and if you could stick your hand into a medicine cabinet, what solution would you pull out in order to solve for your problem? This is what some of you said, okay? Right. So the question is, if my UX research skills were a medicine cabinet, one person said, I would need a strong dose of empathy pills to truly understand user pain points and motivations. It is true. One of the things that you tend to lose, especially if you're like a sausage factory, project in, project out, project in, project out. We need to do this research in order to get to answers, in order to put it off to the design team, develop a team, and just go on and do the next thing. You start to lose those skills. And it came through, wow, it came through in your answers, okay? So definitely empathy is definitely one of those skills that's extremely highly valuable. And it's something that you need to practice. How do you practice that? Sit back, observe, and I've been saying this since the day of the workshop as well, and I've heard some people say this as well. Take a step back. I'm not saying take on everybody's feelings, etc., but just empathize with that person. Don't lose the ability to empathize. And if you don't know how to empathize, there's many ways in which you can actually start to practice that. So empathy is definitely one. Aspirin. I love this. Okay, I proper giggled at this. Yes. Headaches. Oh, my goodness. From my point of view, I've also sat with so many participants before that it's like I said, it's like wringing out this piece of cloth, and the water just doesn't want to come out. You have to squeeze really, really hard in order to get some answers out of them. Aspirin, definitely. Good one, that. Another one is something for mental health. Now, this has come up quite a lot. Fatigue, researchers hit research fatigue quite a lot. You listen to all these problems, especially working in a company that does banking and medical aid, health, okay, private sector, government sector, but in my case, private sector. You hear about people during COVID, I know it's long ago, bear with me, but you hear about people during COVID that had lost family members, unplanned. A person went in to fix an arm, and they never came out, they passed away, okay? So when you sit and you do these research sessions with these participants, and you have to note that down, you ask them, please tell me about your experience. They see you sort of as a counselor. Now, in counseling, during counseling training, you get to learn how to decompress after that as well. It's really important for you as a researcher, if you are thinking of moving into the field, currently in the field, been in the field for years, the body keeps the score. There's a book out, okay? Your body keeps the score of every single sad and happy story, okay? And it gets piled on, and you eventually just pull this whole bandwagon of sadness behind you. You need to learn how to, or at least manage your mental health. I love this one for eyesight, to help people see that UX is really important. That's what we're here for, okay? And I'm loving the fact that coming all the way from where I come from to come to here and seeing this code, there's a real need for UX research. I absolutely love that. Another one, I would be curious about critical, to be honest, to the honestness and truth that you gather, definitely. When I opened up my workshop, some of those of you who were there would have remembered about the man that walks into the bar, asks for water, gun gets pointed at him, he goes, thank you, and he walks off. Okay, so for those of you who weren't in the workshop, this applies to that. Person walks into the bar, asks for water. Hi, barman, can I get some water? Barman pulls out a gun, the guy goes, thank you, walks out. Why? Riddle me this. Those who were in the workshop do not answer. Okay? Why? He got a gun pulled. They went, oh, thank you, and he walked out. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. The reason is the guy had hiccups. What the user thought they needed was water. In fact, the barman knew better. He saw the person that came in, the guy that came in, he saw he had a problem. The guy had an answer for his problem, but the barman took it one step further. It was a faster solution, basically. Okay. So this, here's about the critical, to be honestness and truth that you gather. Be careful of just listening and jotting down. Observe, take it all in. And as has been said as well, be careful of using AI. You really need to entrench yourself in the findings. Don't just push everything into AI and wait for it to spit it back out in 5 seconds' time. There's so much danger in that, because you need to do storytelling at the end, which you'll see now as well that comes through, to really take those learnings back to your stakeholders in order to win them over. Right, another one. Red clarity pull. I also had another giggle at this one. UX research often deals with ambiguous client needs, stakeholder interests, and complex data. Really, really important. So you sit with all of this. You sit with the worry of getting participants, getting the script out, getting all the right information out, and then selling it to your stakeholder just for the stakeholder to go, like we saw earlier, nope, not going to work, not going to happen, okay? Another one, being able to extract all the hidden user data from the software. Again, watch out for ChatGPT. Watch out for AI. Yes, use it, but like what was said, use it as your intern. Use it as a guideline. All right, so that's been there now for a while, and it really does help, but be careful when you use that. Another little pull. Sorry about that. Blood boosters. We're often too negative and only focus on what's not working. I first read over this and I'm like, and then I thought about it a little bit longer in the little bit of time that I had. We always focus on what's not working, right? We don't have users that sign up, do research and find out why. We have little engagement, let's look at the data and find out why, okay? Do you ever go and look and say, okay, this product's really working well. Let's find out why. I love that. Right? Whoever would spend money on something that works? It works, don't touch it, walk away, don't make eye contact, okay? I loved this. Really, really good one. Then guts, definitely. being able to challenge company-wide assumptions. Now, it depends on what level of UX maturity your company is. I'm very, very fortunate for the last 3 years to sit in a company that really vow for research. I fight on the daily to get stakeholders buy-in, but at the end of the day, proving research value and including other stakeholders in your research sessions, yes, it's scary. Yes, they interrupt the session, although you see in their mouse rules. But remember, that stakeholder sits with a different mind. It's the bossy one. It's that one that really understands what's going on. And that stakeholder might see something, and they'll go, but why does this person say they don't like the red button? This happened, actually. And at the end, I would give them an opportunity to ask the question, and they asked the question that wasn't part of my script. And they asked it so well that it was another finding that we could then work in and do further research in. Okay. So have the guts to talk to your stakeholders, pull them in, even if they don't like it. Don't force them. What I always say is you can jump in and jump out online, okay? Moderated online. You can jump in and jump out. Have a look, just stay muted. And some of them, I see them come in, go out, come in and stay. Because it's so valuable once a stakeholder actually gets to sit. I had a stakeholder send me a message on the site going, is this really the user that we are looking to talk to? Yeah, because they gave me a sheet. I reached out to them, and it was a low-income participant. We didn't know, okay? It was people that left the information on the website. And I said, yes, this is the person that you really actually want to get information from, because these are the types of people that visit your website. Oh, okay. Sat and watched and learned so much. Target marketing and all of that. Went back to the marketing team, had all those conversations, and I got another message saying, we heard that you're doing this research for this business unit. Can we please apply to X, Y, and Z as well? Yes, of course. Guts. Love it. Empathy, another one. To be able to alleviate pain. Methodological, I hope I said that right, rigor for the correct treatment to help. It's exactly what we are doing. So empathy. Work on that empathy. Work on really listening, observing, really intensely listening. Listening to respond, not just listening to hear. This time I get it right. And then another one is, what is one UX research challenge that kept you up at night? So not everybody answered these questions. Think through it with me while you sit there, even though you didn't answer, okay? Finding the right participants. I spent 3 months trying to do it, and it was always a dead end. We had the same issue. Big company, small project, big project, it's always a risk of your participants. So what do? I want people with, that's the greed. I want people that's been part of the company for X amount of years and go. And nobody bites. It happens. So what we started to do within the previous company, and it was already in place when I started with Discovery, which is wonderful, we started reaching out to employees. And we said, right, if you want to be part of our interim usability testing, I know everybody thinks employees is biased. No, hold on. We asked them to sign up, leave their details in order to help us improve on the products. And we had an influx, and this employee's got that friend at that braai who has got nothing to do with Discovery, and they also want to sign up. We built our oh gosh, very, very gevoelig. Okay, good. So we built up our base like that. Started internally, and yeah, it's from there on, we do quick iterative testing. I'm not going to go into detail there, but it's very interesting how we do it. And I must say, it's been so easy now that the word is spread. People are wanting to complain about the company. So they take the opportunity, because all our feedback are anonymized. So yeah, we get honest feedback. Eh? They're really, really honest. Analyzing and visualizing data from tree tests and card sorting. A lot of work. At least we've got Copilot and ChatGPT within our company. We're only allowed to use Copilot. It refreshes after 15 minutes. So when you work, you have to copy and paste and remember where you are. But we chuck it into Copilot and ask them for the summary version of this. Again, watch out for just simply taking the data, chucking it in, and looking at the summary information. You have to look through every bit and piece. But yes, I agree with you, whoever this was. It's mentally, it drains you, this type of information. And in order to make sense out of it, you need a little bit of help. Actionable insights that resonate, and then devise bite-sized takeaways for senior management. Going back to the previous point that I made. be brave. Okay, don't be scared to include a stakeholder in your research studies or even in your affinity mapping process. Just don't give them the ability to change your board. I think communication is always the hardest. Yes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That should be on a t-shirt, I think. That's the pharmacy slogan. Okay, I absolutely love this. It's more a statement than a problem, but I put this up here because I think it is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so to whoever did this, well done. I'm going to put it on a t-shirt. And then almost there, conflicting user feedback and stakeholder expectations. Oh, that happens. Like I mentioned previously, is this really the user that we are looking to talk to? User can barely speak English. Yes, it's the user you need to talk to because the user can barely speak English. The user barely understands your process. The user cannot even get to X point of your product. Yeah, that's important. Balancing user needs and business goals, always one of those iffy ones, if I can put it that way. You have to be very careful not to hurt feelings. This has been said before as well. Just empathize with that stakeholder. They do have KPIs and all of that to meet. So be careful how you land the feedback to your stakeholders. Just keep that in mind. Don't go, oh, it sucks, sorry. You have to scrap that. And then again, this was another one, not from the same person. Lesson learned, the impact of transparent communication. I wonder what happened there. What happened there? Did it happen to you what happened to me, that you did not share the board, or you struggled to get through to them, or you took the feedback and the findings and then you made your assumption, you took that back, and then they had another look at the board. So many things that I've got to ask there. But yeah, I've also been here. Also learned to be very careful about how you put your findings together for your stakeholder. If you do it wrong, you lose that stakeholder. Finding the right people to ask if a channel seems stupid, give it a try anyway. Love it. If a channel feels stupid, I wonder, phoning, I know some people don't like phoning. We use MS Teams. I sometimes get into my car with a camera and a microphone and I go and interview people. Most of them run away. I don't know why. But I go out and I talk to people. So yeah, if a channel feels stupid, give it a try anyway. I know we're not allowed to showcase the recordings, etc., etc. But yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at some common and challenging UX research challenges. Don't I quickly want to do a time check? This is what I've done before asking you the questions. So this part was not done right now. This was done before. And it just echoes again the sentiment of actually what happens, okay? So one of the problems are unclear research objectives. You can mitigate so many problems just by clarifying research objectives, okay? Refined research objectives, by aligning with project goals. That's one of the things in my research plan. I've got a research plan, and the stakeholder has to sign off on it so that we cover our bases. That stakeholder knows exactly what it is that we're doing, when we're doing it, what it's costing, how many people is involved, and by when they can expect the feedback, with a little asterisk, that asterisk, to say this is a probability, okay? Another one. Get there. Time or budget constraints, that's a big one as well. It always puts pressure on me because we really want to talk to everybody and we always have to pay people for their time, and then the project's like, nope, you have to recruit internally. So we have to be so careful who we pick and who it is that we actually talk to. They should not be part of that business unit. Luckily, I'm part of a big company, so I've got that working out for me. But prescription would be, for instance, optimize research methods to be lightweight and effective. Okay. Another one, also participant recruitment, finding or scheduling suitable participants, leading to delays and hasty recruit replacements. Watch out for being in a hurry, okay? Rather talk to your stakeholder, and I've learned this. I'm very scared of asking, I hate moving deadlines, but rather speak to your stakeholder in order to move a deadline to get the right participants. It's your salary, it's the company time, it's the participant time, and it's feedback and all of that you risk. Another one, research fails to account for cultural differences. This one is really important. We've heard that before as well. Especially the below one, I want to make that very clear. Ensure diverse participant recruitment to capture varying perspectives, different income brackets, etc. Don't think that if you have got a black card and a niche brand, that only the best people access your website. Everybody and anybody's got access to your website. Talk to them. That person that might not have a black card and not completely understand English comes from a very wealthy company or family. And that person might, in their own language, carry a wealth of information. Be careful of your own biases in that. Low engagement in sessions, this was also discussed. Oh my goodness, participants are disengaged, etc. So there's a few things, icebreakers, but I'd always say contracting is very important at the beginning. Make it clear why they are here and what they're being paid for, incentivized for. And then reframe questions. That's the last one that I've got at the bottom as well. If they don't understand, if they seem blank stares, it might not always be because they are just sitting there. It might be because they are internally trying to figure out what it is that you're asking them without you thinking that they are being stupid. Because no user is stupid, never. It always comes back to your script. Bias in data collection. Leading questions. That's also a trend that came up quite a lot. It's also one of the problems that's usually there. Do you like red? And I use this a lot. Do you like red? No, I don't like red. No, you don't ask that. You have to structure your questions in such a way that it's not biased, that it's not, you don't lead, that you don't frame the person into answering what it is that you want them to answer. Okay, almost there. Analysis paralysis is another theme that came up. I promise you, this presentation was done before this, and then this also came up. So overwhelmed, take a break. I say when you are done, walk away. Walk away for a day or two. Just walk away. Otherwise, you will not get the most out of your research. Just want to double check where I am. Oh, one last one. There we go. Sorry, last one. Poor actionability of insights. Tell the story. Talk to your users, feel them, and tell it to your stakeholders. Don't just go like what was previously mentioned. Here's the research. Okay, bye-bye. Walk off. Tell the story. Tell them and walk them through that. Just tell that story and sell it to that stakeholder. Otherwise, that stakeholder is going to make their own interpretations. It's very important for you to gain all these skills and keep practicing all these skills. If you don't have it, if you are scared to try it, there's always a senior or somebody else that's been there. ADP List is one of those that you can reach out to, if not in your company. If you are a sole UX researcher, many places that you can go and find that type of information.